Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Okay, I'm going insane, aren't I? Okay. Psycho no cool. Gilles, my main character. Oh boy, I'm gonna have fun with this. So, this is my main character. Very literally my main character. So, this is gonna be interesting, to say the least. So, how to explain my main character? Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna love this already. So, yeah, Gilles is my main character in this game, by far. The character I not only have played the most, but the one I'm more infamous about. At least in this game. The one character I prefer not to use against a lot of people just because I don't want that. But either way, this is my main character. And I'm gonna have some fun with this. I am so gonna have some fun with this. For multiplayer. Either way, time to explain his basics. First up, one light, one heavy. This is not very useful, don't try it. This is fine. This is actually a decent light, just clear enemies to main drive. 2 light, 1 heavy. Now, 3 light is where stuff starts getting interesting. So that rush thing he does is good and bad. It drags people with him. But the heavy is not that good, because once you're done with this, there's actually not that many enemies around you when you do this, so that heavy is actually kind of worthless. Now, 3, 4 light, 1 heavy. This looks neat, but it takes too long. And now we're going with what I prefer. 5 lights. Because that is a projectile, and that thing actually hurts people. And that it's also a washing machine. How to explain? Because if people are caught by that 5th hit, they just start spinning in place and then they go flying off. It's pretty neat. Okay. Now his aerials. You can see the 2 light. He works like Robin, where he's got these projectiles in the sky. And then he drops down with the heavy. So this is the heavy, obviously, and the 2 light. They're fine. They work fine. They work like Robin, basically. You can do something like this. Or, you know, infiniting people if you feel like it. Or comboing people, I don't know. Whatever you feel like doing with it. Either way, now it's time for his skills. First up, Mark of the Malevolent God. This is a obvious close-range skill. It does good. It's one of his 2 most damaging skills. It's this and Mallet. But this is fine, mainly because you can completely redirect this. It is so this is like Chain Strike from Medusa, but different. A little different. Chain Strike from Medusa does more damage, but obviously you can't redirect it easily either. Gilles suffers from it's less damage, but on the other hand, you can fully redirect this if people try to evade behind your back. Something Medusa cannot do. So, something like that. Obviously, you could just target 1 person. All 3 strikes, by the way, on him do the same amount of damage, by the way. They all do the same amount of damage. Each strike does the same amount of damage. Okay. Next up, Rumble. So you see those 2 tentacle buddies I just threw? That's Rumble. It's an okay skill. Yep, it's not the most range, but it's relatively instantaneous. You can see. Now, there is a way to, I forgot how to, but okay, I'm gonna let him shut up. But now, I know there's a way to redirect this. Oh my god, there's definitely a way to redirect one of them, because I remember doing this before, but I can't remember how. There we go. So basically, one goes where your camera goes. Think of it like this. The way to redirect it is, one will go where the camera goes, and the other, if you click the button, see, you threw. So where you're originally looking, one of them goes where you're originally looking, but the other one can go if you basically turn your click the button to use the skill, and at the same time basically just move not the camera but the character to move the character to another side. He will throw the other tentacle the other way. Something like that. So think of it like this: if you want to get, you know, drive, you send one tentacle the way the camera is going, then send the other one to another location by making sure he moves somewhere else. The way to redirect it is a little weird, and it definitely requires practice, because even I couldn't. Well, in that case, what happened there was the camera went to both where that goes. Again, there's a timing here. It's really dumb. But you can do something really dumb like that, where one went that way and one went this way. So yeah, that's a way of doing it. It's a little hard to use, but it's still, the skill's fine. I'd say you can use it. Yeah, in that case I did it too early. It's gotta be exactly at the same time. If you do it too early, both tentacles will go the same way. So basically, yeah, so once you click the button, you redirect it. So it's a bit weird to do, but it's possible. Now, next up, Great Call. Also, if I recommend it or not. Mark of the Malevolent God, yes. For a reason I'll explain later. And Oceanic Monster Rumble, I do recommend it, ish. Depending. It depends on how you want to play. If you want to be very comboing with Gilles, which is possible with your skills, yes. If you don't care about that and care more about team play, I'd recommend something else. Now, a skill I recommend you having no matter what, Great Call. Now, this is mini slow, as I'm gonna call it, because this is it hits someone, does some damage, not a lot, it does some damage, and it makes them slowed for 9 seconds. Now, this area is all damage, by the way. That whole tentacles on the ground cone thing. That also means drive gain. So it's pretty good to get drive. This skill by itself is pretty good to get drive. So as you see, it's not a small cone. It's a decently sized one. So it's also very good to get in drive. And I recommend you use it also for that. But also to, you know, slow people, because that's its main target. It does have a bit of a build-up, so watch out, because it's not instantaneous. Now, the skill I literally am most infamous for. Festival of the Fellow God. This skill is, so this thing does no damage. But this is a slow field. This is a massive slow that cannot be cured by Mystic Code. Oh yeah, this shenanigan cannot be cured by Mystic Code cure. The other one can. This cannot. This is until you get out of this area, you are stuck here. Or you're very slow getting out of that. Now, this skill is really strong. It is actual cancer in this game. Mainly because, one, Gilles does it so fast, it's impossible to stop it. It will come down, no matter what you do. This thing will come down first. And it is the perfect choke blocker. Like, stuff like this. Imagine if, like in this map, you can only go through this corridor. So you just do this. Well, good luck getting through this. Oh yeah, no matter, even if you're in the air, you're still caught in it. You see the area all the way up there? It still affects it. It affects all the way up there. So, nope, there's nothing you can do about it. There literally is nothing you can do about this. Unless you're Kukulane and Medusa. Because those have teleport. Those two have teleport, so they can just, you know, ignore it. But besides them, you're screwed, man. And it's even worse if you do something like, imagine if there's a pathway, one of those sector changes, right? Well, just put this at the entrance of the sector change, or the sector entrance. Yeah, they're stuck there until that's done. Which is a full 9 seconds, by the way. 9 seconds of this. Yeah, it's a very... It delays people from getting to the point where you're getting points for free. Basically for free. It is ridiculous how useful this skill is. Even if you don't put it on those, just it being on the field and being a giant eyesore to the enemy, because it's like, God damn it, that thing's over there, I can't go in. It is a giant eyesore for just about the enemy team completely. They can't do anything about this. The only counter to this is technically counter itself, because if you're in there and your character has a counter, you're basically immune during the whole duration of the Festival of the Falcon. In there, you're basically immune. You can't be damaged. But the counter is only a counter so you don't die. It's not a counter to the problem of they're still getting points while you're stuck in there outside the point. Of course, if you're in the point and you get this and you have a counter, then yeah, you're basically invincible for 9 seconds. That's actually good. But you remember that during those 9 seconds, your enemies, if they're smart, are gonna be, you know, not killing you, but instead getting drive for free while you're stuck in there, doing, you know what, just being countered. Okay, you're just gonna be encountered there. Everyone else is just like, okay, time to get drive, while he's stuck there and can't do anything. This is also great to stop, you know, these things, this type of thing. It's great to stop people in the air, because let's just say you can't exactly infinite in this. Because you're so slowed, you can't really do it. Yeah, this thing is also literally cancer for anyone that likes to do this kind of thing. So, yeah, even on the ground, by the way, it is actual cancer for anyone. Basically, any person that does this, main target always should be a Gilles with Festival of the Foul God. Because if he just puts this down, you are screwed. You are absolutely screwed in the air. You can't defend in the air. Reminder, you can't guard in the air. If you get Festival of the Foul God and you're in the air, you are 100% screwed. You are absolutely gonna die. Just almost 100% the time you're gonna die. So there, unless you're on drive, then you're fine. But you know the drill. Minus point. So those are 4 of his skills. So what? Oh yeah, but of course, I obviously. Here's the thing. I recommend it if you want to be the team's support. I don't recommend it if you want to be a killer. However, if you're skilled enough, that doesn't matter. You'll be good. Festival of the Foul God is 100% better than Rumble. But again, either you have a choice here. Do you want to be as cancerous as I usually am, or do you want to be as not as cancerous as I've been recently, because I've stopped using this due to reasons. I've had my reasons for stopping using that. But again, if you want to do it, I'm not stopping you. I'm actually all in favor of this. I will even show you some tricks that I know. Either way, let's go grab the rest of the abilities, shall we? Now, I'm gonna be bringing Mark of the Benevolent God because there's something I have to show. Well, I'll show you. But I usually don't do this with character, but with Gilles I'll be doing 2 matches because I have 2 different builds to show how to play the both of them. Again, as I said, this is my most well-known character, and I actually have variations for him on how to play him. Okay, we're gonna keep Mark of the Benevolent God there because it's good to have. Oh boy, tentacle mallet. Also, I do have to change something before I forget. Fundamentally, no, it's not this. This is the wrong thing. Equip Mystic Code. I need this. You. I need the drive, just so I don't forget the drive. If you want to know about Gilles, oh yeah, I've already talked about the phasing test, but Gilles Ray's basic attacks are fine. They're not bad, they're just not that great either. They're just meh. They work. They're feasible. They're not as good as like something like Tamamo's or Narrow's basics or Altera or Nameless. But they're, you know, they'll suffice. They suffice. Basically. Not amazing. Okay, time for other skills. First up, Oceanic Monsters Run Wild. Oh boy. This. So, this is actual trash. This skill is not worth. Not worth at all. First up, that does no damage. I literally mean this skill does so little damage, it's not worth. The area of effect is so small that it really is not worth your time, and you can't do anything while you're doing that, and it lasts a bit too long in my opinion. Like, it's just has better skills. Also, it doesn't combo into anything, or doesn't combo even from anything technically. It will only combo from one skill, but it's every skill combos from that one skill of Gilles Ray. So it really doesn't matter. And even then, it doesn't combo all the time with that skill, depending on how it works. So Run Wild just is not worth your trouble. Just don't use this. No matter what, Run Wild is just sad. This is just a sad skill. Deep Miasma. This is his stun and his third purple skill. If you haven't noticed the shtick of him having all the crowd control skills in the game, all types of them. He has all types of crowd control skills in the game. Deep Miasma is not that good. It's fine, but it's, if you compare it to Karna's stun, you'll see something, which is his stun is not only shorter in range, it's also a little slower than Karna's. It's just a worse version of Karna's AoE stun. So the only thing it's got going for him, it's weirdly, it does a lot of guard damage and puts you at very low levels of guard, which is the only thing it really does. It's a stun, so technically you can learn how to use it, and you can technically do a meme thing as like triple purple, you know, Gilles Ray, which is a thing actually. It doesn't work very well, but it's a thing. It's very cancerous, but it is a thing. But I don't recommend it. Even with practice, I still don't recommend Deep Miasma over everything else he has. And now, his literal bread and butter best skill. This AoE bullshit. Yes, Tentacle Mallet has so much things going for it, it's dumb. So, just to start off, this thing, the moment you click it, it's instantaneous. That thing coming up is instantaneous. It's got a big area of effect. It hits twice. The first time it deals less, but the second time deals a ton of damage. It is big AoE, and also it goes through walls. It doesn't give absolute anything if there's a wall in front of it. It will go through. It doesn't care. Tentacle Mallet is by far the most dumb, ridiculous skill he has in his kit. Here's the extra reason why it's dumb and ridiculous. See, this thing combos into just about everything in his kit. It's like, okay, let's just say, okay, there's an enemy over here. Okay, Tentacle Mallet him, he's in the air. Dash under him, mark of the Malevolent God, he's dead. Tentacle Mallet him. Tentacle Mallet. He goes in your direction. This one has to go in your direction a little bit because it's really hard. Tentacle Mallet. Oceanic monsters run wild right below him. Congratulations, you comboed. You're not gonna kill him, but you comboed. Tentacle Mallet. Run down below him. Deep miasma. Congratulations, they're stunned. Keep going. Do something else. Tentacle Mallet. Someone is coming in your direction. Rumble them. Congratulations, you comboed. Oh, and like, oh, what if I catch them with something else? Okay, Mark of the Malevolent God. Tentacle Mallet right afterwards. Congratulations, they're dead. If required, rumble. Yeah, Tentacle Mallet is dumb. Tentacle Mallet literally enables Gilles to combo every skill with it. Either starting from it or from another skill. It doesn't matter. It combos into Tentacle Mallet. It doesn't matter which skill you use. It combos into Tentacle Mallet. Okay? The only thing you need to know is Tentacle Mallet is dumb. Good. It's ridiculously broken and enables him to just about do anything he wants. Well, not anything he wants, but almost anything he wants. Because it works. It is by far his best skill. And I mean it by far. And better way to show you than later. First up, well, this is his drive skill. Oh boy. Obviously I recommend Tentacle Mallet, by the way. Now, that's his drive skill. Its range for now, I'm just gonna tell you the range is not that great. But there's something worse than that. He is vulnerable during that. I don't recommend you ever doing that in that drive unless you're inside your own slow and people can't get to you. Because the drive can be interrupted. His drive is uninterrupted. Okay. His drive is interruptible. So don't use it unless you're inside the slow or you know you're safe. Okay? Just a warning. Also, that thing doesn't... His drive does not have that much range. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not that good. So, that's his drive skill in a nutshell. And now to show off Gilles twice, because I can, and I will, show you two ways of playing him. And I'll give you free builds, obviously. As per usual. So let's go stage select. Now it's kind of hard how to so now to explain Gilles in a nutshell. Okay. Install skill wise. As you see, I already have free builds. So this build, which I'm just gonna call the we're going to call it the cancer build. We'll literally call it that. I'm gonna call this the recommended build. There's a reason for this. While this one is the cancer build, technically is stronger, it also is a little bit harder to do. And then we have not this. This is not a build. But I'm just gonna call it the actually, this is more of the... This is the meme build. This is actual meme, in my opinion. What I'm gonna call the meme build. So... Okay, let's not call it that. We're gonna call this the CC build. Yes, I know this one has more CC, but this is more of a meme than anything else. This is the effective CC. This is the not so effective CC, and this is the my recommended. So the CC build, which is with Mallet, Great Call, Mark of the Malevolent, and Festival of the Foul God. This is my most used build ever, by far, out of the free builds. Because of how effective it can ridiculously be. You're not the best killer with this skill, with this build, by the way, warning. You're not the best killer with this build. This build technically is better for killing. This build is better for winning the match, on the other hand. Mainly due to Festival of the Fall God. This is a meme build. The reason is you don't do damage. Or you do damage with Tentacle Mallet and that's where it stops. Because after that you're kind of like, oh, I only got CC. It's dumb. But it's a thing. It can be used. And I've seen success with this. Just don't recommend it. And then the recommended build. This build is the more offensive build of his. The more I will kill people with this. Because see all those 3 blue skills there? And even the purple one, they all combo. Because Mallet exists. And I'll be showing it right now. This one first. I'll show the other build after this. I'm gonna create a room. Preparations complete. Start the battle. Going to Rome because why not? And we're gonna show it off. So I hope you're ready because this is so I'm gonna show you how to combo with Gilles, I guess. So I don't recommend you using Great Call for comboing too much because it's kind of hard to time Great Call, by the way. Use the other 3 skills for that. Great Call, use it for both slowing them or for getting drive. Either way, I'm not gonna show you first combo. We're gonna start from Mark of the Malevolent God, by the way. This, and if required, yeah, you can combo all 3 of them. See what I mean? So you can combo from Mark into Tentacle Mallet into Rumble. Rumble, you're gonna have to aim a little, but yeah, it's still dumb. It is ridiculous as you almost saw it how fast that was, right? And for some reason my frame rate is now starting to go to hell. Okay, next combo. If the AI actually let me finish it, that would have been okay. So this one is a little harder to do than the other one. The mallet into Mark, because you have to be right below them when you do the mallet. You might have to do dash. Yeah, but that's the combo right there. As you kindly saw me catching its candor. It's mallet into Mark. It's harder to do than the Mark into mallet, mainly due to you actually having to, you know, dash right below them. And mallet has this peculiarity of like sometimes throwing them somewhere else. So now another combo, which is simpler. Well, this one doesn't work, my bad. It's not fast enough. Without attack speed you can't do that. Okay, there's one more combo. Again, it all involves mallet. Just warning that it all involves mallet and I can't do it now because of reasons. They all have defensive buff. Okay, so... Slow Excalibur. I'm just waiting for the AI to, you know... do its thing and destroy the tower already because I'm getting kinda tired of this. Running around. Okay, here we go. So it starts from this into this, and technically you can go into this if required as well. Yep. So you can. Warning: that combo only works from point blank Rumble. So basically, you do Rumble into Mallet into Mark if required. So I'll show you again. I'm pretty sure Rumble into the other one doesn't work. It might, okay, it works-ish. Okay, kind of, okay, you can also go from Rumble to Mark. Just have to dash instead. Also, while they're slow, they're basically free peeking for you to just go ham, by the way. Warning. You literally can just go ham. Any other combo? Let's see. Again, this usually only works point blank. Warning. I mean, there's one more, I guess. This works, but that does actually work. It's just a little harder to hit than this. But you can technically go from Mallet to Great Call, put them as slowed, and then Mark of the Malevolent God the hell out of them. So I'm showing you a lot of stuff, aren't I? See, that's what sometimes can happen. There you go. So yeah, that's just about almost every Gilles combo. As you can pretty much see, you can go from anything into almost anything. You cannot go from Mark to Rumble without attack speed. With attack speed you can, without you cannot. You can go from any skill into Mallet, no matter which one. You can go from Great Call to Mallet, from Rumble to Mallet, from Mark into Mallet, and it works. Rumble has to be point blank, or not, it has to be close to you, but you can technically do it. And obviously from Mallet you can go into either Mark, Rumble, or the Great Call. It's just, from Mallet it's harder than doing it to Mallet. So it's harder to do something like Mallet into Mark of the Malevolent God than doing something like Mark of the Malevolent God into Mallet. But it's possible. And finally, we have the build that a lot of people probably think I'm cancer for. This. A lot of people probably don't like my build, this build specifically, because of how I use it. This is not the best map to show this, but how bullshit this build can be. Unfortunately, this is probably the worst map for me to show off how bullshit this build can be. I'll do one more after this. Only one, but it's just to show you how bullshit in a specific map Gilles actually is. Either way, in this one we obviously have less maneuver to combo, obviously. You can do this, obviously, still, and unless I get stopped by Artoria. Holy, that build. Damage. Alright, I changed the... There we go. As you saw already, Festival of the Fall God doing its thing. Festival of the Fall God already doing his thing. Okay. Oh, by the way, Tentacle Mallet is also great for, you know, destroying towers. It destroys them, the 2 strikes actually destroy towers. Okay, now to show you how bullshit this is. Yep, just 3 points for everyone while he's in there. See what I mean? And you can do something like this if you want. Yep, DPS tower. I told you, this build is actual cancer. This build can actually be cancer. It's just... And the worst part is, because I have DPS tower... So, now, rule of thumb, by the way, when playing Gilles with Festival of the Fall God. I'm not gonna care about the point too much. There's something you can do. Rule of thumb. Whenever you travel sectors, don't do this. They will literally spawn right here, and this was not very effective, basically. So how do you actually do this, right? You do this, dash once, immediately put it downwards. This is the perfect slow, literally, because they are absolutely stuck there. They are absolutely stuck there. At this point, I already have a good notion of the distance, but this is like perfection-ish. It's pretty good, as you can see. Look, right in the middle. They get stuck right in the middle of the slow, which is what we want. You should also use it for like choke points, if you can. Like, you know, this little bit, so they don't go from there directly here, or stuff like that. So I also already have a good notion of where to put this slow here. As you can see, I'm used to this. I've played this character too much and know just about every place you can put the slow and, you know, basically screw everybody over. So there is one more I will show you. And it's the one map Gilles is king, my opinion. There is one map in this game where Gilles is king. Quite literally. This is by far my biggest video. This is gonna be by far my biggest guide, because I'm going into far more detail, because I have a lot more information on him than just about every other character. But this is the guide for Gilles, literally, if I have to ever give one. So, Gilles in Millennium Capital is dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Bullshit good. He is so ridiculous in this map. It's actually funny. So, I'm gonna already start to say that you obviously can do the usual, which is, you know, put this over there, and they're screwed. Oh boy. Hey, AI, you wanna help me out here? Okay, now to actually show you why it's bullshit though. So, there are a few points in this map. This map has a few points, which I'm gonna show you. So, one of the points is over here. It's this hill up here. Do you see something interesting called the amount of choke points here? Basically, you can do something like this, and they're not getting in from there. You're basically blocking that pathway. They have to choose. They can either do something like this, and get hit, usually, or go around through one of these other pathways. Obviously, you can also use it to block one of these other pathways. Usually, this one and this one here are the most used pathways, though. People don't usually use this one, or they don't jump here. They usually prefer to use the pathways. But that's one way. We're not even done. That's just the tip of the iceberg. This point has 2 points. So, if you get this point here, this one, the big one over here, you really don't have much. You only have 2 choices here. You can put a slow here, and from people getting through this or out, or you can put the slow here. Anyone coming from that point over there will probably try to go through the bridges because it's faster. Doesn't matter. They'll get stuck here, and they can't get to the point. Now, there is a way to go around this, which is going through this spot, because there's no choke point here. As you can kindly see, there's no actual choke point here. So this is the correct answer if you're fighting a Gilles and the point is over here. You go this way, not the bridge way. Now, there is one more point in this region. Right here. This place. This one is even more egregious, because if someone comes from that side, boom. If someone decides to go from that side over there, though, boom! Depending on their spawn, you put it in that location. It's basically a giant deterrent. It is ridiculously dumb because there's no other way there. You can't go through this place because there's invisible walls here. This map is choke point the fest. This is a festival of choke points. But yeah, that's that map. And now, oh, by the way, there is one more point I have to talk about before I go to the most egregious point. There is one more point over here, which is up here. Now, there is something you can't deal with, which is this point. If they come from up there, there's nothing you can do about it. But if they're coming through up down there, you can center this perfectly. You see the area? Yeah, they're still affected in the corners here. You put it perfectly in the center, they can't get through there. No matter what. They are stuck. That slow actually works. This is an actual slow zone. They can't get to this point. I mean, they can get from over here, obviously, but to get from over here, they're gonna have to go the long way. Takes much longer to go from that side than going through down over here. And Gilles just says no to down here. And now, finally, for the most bullshit one. Oh, thank you, game. So, this map has this point here, right? This is the Gilles is gonna kill you point. How to explain. See these two choke points here? See these two pathways that you got? Well, this one's obvious, right? This one seems pretty small. Yeah, obviously it works there. So there's your one choke point there. That's one choke point though. This bridge, you might think isn't it a little too big for the area, right? Nope. This bridge is exactly the perfect size of the slow. It doesn't matter what they do. It is completely blockable. You know what is the worst part? This map technically only has one escape route. If everyone is on the point, and you have an NP, and Gilles decides to seal off this area correctly, you're dead. I'm just gonna tell you, you're dead. The only good and, you know, always works escape route from there is this one pathway. You technically, if you're like, you know, around this point over here, you can still escape from this one. Don't try the top one, by the way. Do not try the top one, that doesn't work. But the main escape route is that one. If he blocks off this bridge and you're not close to that other point, you are dead. You are dead as that can be. Yep. And there's one more point in that region, which is a little less bad for people. But it can still be blocked off by Gilles. Base point, Gilles in Millennia Capital is one of the most cancerous characters in the game. If not the most cancerous character in the game. Now, what's his rating, right? Well, for me it's an S, but EX, but that's me. Okay, I'm gonna be specific with him. So, while all these strengths are amazing, he has the weakness of, one, he does not have a buff skill, which is a big weakness in this game. Two, he doesn't have a counter, which is not the big of a weakness, but it's something. But, doesn't matter. The point is he doesn't have a buff skill. He has a lot of crowd control, though, to make up for that. The other weakness he has is his drive skill is, like, as you saw, not that good. And one more weakness is, out of the three casters, is probably one of the worst to get drive. It's probably the worst one of the three. Being Tama was the best one, he's like and Archimedes is the middle ground. He's like the worst one. It's kind of hard. It's between him and Archimedes. They're close. Tama just gets a lot more than the both of them. So he has a bit of trouble getting drive skill. But his strengths are dumb. Now, how good is he actually? He's definitely in 4 out of the 5 maps, he's an A. He's A rank. And by that I mean every map except Millennium Capital. Rome, in Rome he might actually be a little worse. He might be at most B, high B or a low A. Because Rome is his worst map due to how little choke points there are. But if you're playing recommended builds, you're an A because of the potential killing level. But they're in Millennium Capital though. If you're using Festival of the Foul God, you are easily S, if not EX rank character. Easily S, at least. EX is still questionable, but you basically, if you don't win in Millennium Capital, it's you define how the game goes in Millennium Capital almost. You have that much power in your hands in Millennium Capital as Gilles. So in Millennium Capital specifically, he is S, maybe EX. In all the other maps, he's A rank. Mainly due to the lack of, you know, the buff skill. And his abilities don't have the most range with the exception of Tentacle Mallet. yeah, his actual abilities don't have that much range compared to some other characters, but they are fast. Specifically, Tentacle Mallet is fast and bullshitly broken. And basically that's it. Gilles Ray, you get it. My main, you're an A rank, maybe S rank or AEX depending on the map. Maybe even be a low A if Rome is involved. Mainly due to Rome being super wide open, and there's literally no choke points besides the travel ways. You're kind of not as effective there, but even then you're still strong. You're not a weak character with Gilles Ray. I don't care. I've seen a lot of like you know, other tier lists of Gilles Ray, and he's not very good. Yeah, I've got something to tell you. Nah. Try him out. There's the reason why people don't play Gilles Ray is very simple, actually. Not because he's bad. It's because nobody likes how he looks. It's as simple as that. I'm the exception to the rule. Either way, as you see, Gilles Ray is pretty strong. He's not the strongest. He's not as broke. He's not as consistent as either Karna or Emiya. Or, my bad, Nameless. But he's still ridiculously strong.